Greetings, one and all. Now let me tell you what's going on here. This is the £12 Behringer, and I was going to do my usual review, but I've just been playing with it. I've been swapping about between this, the £12 Behringer, and my USA SM58, which I'm on now. I'll try and make it obvious from my movements, because I've got to keep my hand free for the mute buttons. So I've just been swapping between this USA SM58, which I'm on now, and the new Behringer, which I'm on now. I can't remember what it's called. I'll put it in the all these names and model numbers. All these names and model numbers is the Behringer. All these names and model numbers, this is the Behringer. And what I plan to do, all these names and model numbers, which is the SM58. All these names and model numbers, SM58. I'm just balancing up a bit. All these names and model numbers, this is the Behringer. All these names and model numbers, this is the Behringer. All these names and model numbers, this is the SM58. And I'm just going to mess about, if you don't mind, with stuff. Just using it, messing about, sort of, what you might call running and riffing and scatting and just... But if I find anything, I'm going to say, sort of accentuate it, just messing around and say. So, a couple of things before I start my nonsense. People said... I read a couple of reviews. Two things I said is the pops, this is the SM58, the pops were not very good and the handling noise isn't very good. So let me just look at those now. It was Sound on Sound magazine, which are respected. Yeah, I get the thing. Somebody else will respect as well. I don't know if it's a different version, but here you can hear the SM58 if you've got your headphones on, and the pops and the bluster from the SM58. Don't forget this has got a new head and a new foam in this SM58, so that's okay. This is the SM58 with the pops, Peter Piper, Picked Pecker, Pickle Peppers, the pops and the bow. Who do you think you're fooling? Who do you think you're fooling? Who do you think you're fooling? Moving on to the Behringer. This is the Behringer with the pops, the pops, the pops, the pops. Who do you think you're fooling? Who do you think you're fooling? Who do you think you're fooling? And the pops, Peter Piper, Picked Pecker, Pickle Peppers. Back to the SM58. Peter Piper, Picked Pecker, Pickle Peppers. Who do you think you're fooling? Who do you think you're fooling? I'm not going to say too much about this, but the Behringer seems better to me. Simple as that. What else did they say? Handling noise. I'm going to put them both on. SM58 handling noise. It's good. Always has been. Behringer handling noise. There's more. There's some really low stuff, but I think the Behringer goes lower. There's that. SM58 again. To be honest, I don't think the Behringer's that bad. It's different frequency. That's the low stuff with the Behringer. SM58. Behringer's got more. I think the Behringer goes a bit lower. Get some phasing because they're both on. I think so. Yeah, there's just a bit more woof. Anyway, there we go. So I'm just going to mess around, see what I feel like. What are we on? We're on the Behringer. Yes, sir. There's the hour. What? I said the duck to the kangaroo. How charmingly sweet you hop. Over the fields and water too, as if you never would stop. My life is a bore in this nasty pond, and I long to go out in the world beyond. I wish I could hop like you. Said it duck to the, said it duck to the, said it duck to the kangaroo. Said it duck to the, said it duck to the, said it duck to the kangaroo. Said it duck to the, said it duck to the, said it duck to the kangaroo. Said it duck to the, said it duck to the, said it duck to the kangaroo. Back to Browne. Said it duck to the, said it duck to the, said it duck to the kangaroo. Said it duck to the, said it duck to the, said it duck to the kangaroo. Said it duck to the, said it duck to the, said it duck to. I tell you what I feel with the SM58. I kind of have to work harder. I 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 don't have to work so hard. I don't have to work so hard. Because of that little bit, that little bit, that little bit freed up there, a little bit better to freed up there, a little bit of freed up there. Now. This bit down, go there, yeah, just oh yeah, do I have to turn it up? Gonna turn it up just a little bit, but still kind of thick and soggy. What happens if I go down? 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 58. What happens if I go down? What happens if I go down? 58. What happens if I go Behringer? What happens if I go down? What happens if I go down? Behringer water. Behringer water. Behringer, 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 Behringer. Not Behringer, not Behringer, not Behringer, not Behringer. No. 58. We haven't had the SV33 in use for a while. Here it is. I don't know, I'm not going to say too much, but can I stop myself? Well, first of all, £12. I found myself, I'm going to go and check. I know it's not much anyway, and it can't, I mean, maybe it's 20. Maybe it's 12, but 12? With the case and the clip? Will it last? Will it fall apart? I don't know. I don't want to say too much because I'm going to review it. This phrase came to mind. I mean, neither of these mics, come on. Neither of these mics would be for me, really. But this reminds me a bit of that. I'm going to compare it with a Behringer M300, because from my memory, I haven't used it in a long time. I like my M88. But, so neither of these for me, but, you know what kept coming to my mind? Was that I dig it. That's the term. Yeah, I dig it. It's not like, it's the best. It's just something about it. I dig it. I like the look. Yeah. So I'm going to compare it to it's fun, seems to me. Just to me, Seems like it's fun. But I've said too much, really. So I'm going to review it, and then I can compare it in more detail to this. And then I've got my friends. One which I imagine is a copy of this. Sorry. That'll be interesting. I got that the wrong way around. I imagine this is a copy of, which is the Beta 58A. So I've still got that here. So before that goes back, or maybe I'll just lend her another mic and I'll have that, and also the Beta 58, which is a slightly early one. So I have all of them. I have a real old Shure, the 3 Shures, and this, and maybe the other one of this, Anyway, I'm just thinking ahead, really. So that's it for now, for what it's worth. And we'll see what I think in due course. Adios.